It's only been 2 seconds since the little turtle broke out of its shell. It's already taking the half-slope start test. If it stalls during this process, the price is its life. In the wild, it takes 3 years to grow 1 pound. Here, it only takes 8 months. The reason why the quick-growing turtle can grow so fast is not only because it eats a lot and doesn't exercise, but also because its habits are exposed. April to August every year is the breeding season for turtles. Workers start to arrange blind dates for them. In order to prevent inbreeding from causing weak seedlings, sick seedlings and other fish wheel tragedies, the farm introduces male turtles from other places and pairs them with their own female turtles. Turtles need to reach sexual maturity at the age of 3, and start breeding at the age of 4. Generation. Diese Valiantmale Turtles are not big in size, but have great abilities. Can easily manage 10 wives, not to mention the supply. One is enough for the females to use for a year. On a dark and windy night, a female turtle sneaked onto the shore, frightened by the camera and stopped moving. Looking that's it. As expected. Single for too long. Felt beautiful when seeing females. He came out for a walk late at night. Not to meet someone, but to find a soft sandy place. After making sure there was no danger, the female turtle crawled to the delivery room prepared by the workers to feed them, and dug a hole with her hind legs. Dong dong, the turtles start laying eggs. When they stop laying, they bury the eggs with sand. In the wild, these fresh proteins mostly become small typical examples of snakes, insects, rats and ants. The chance of successfully hatching and growing up with diseases is extremely low. Under normal circumstances, female turtles can lay 70 to 80 eggs a year. But when things go wrong and they are emotionally unstable, they will reduce production on behalf of others. So they are fed and well fed. The turtle breeding farm is usually built in a quiet place to prevent the female turtles from being frightened and holding back eggs and being irritable and not laying eggs. The first thing the workers do every day when they go to work is to dig out the turtle eggs in the sand. If you leave them for one more day, there is a risk that the eggs will break. This time, take them away. Their enemies are not natural enemies, but relatives. Then the female turtles that come ashore don't care if there are eggs under the bed. They dig a hole with their hind legs to give birth to their own turtles. Then the accident happens. The sharp nails are like an egg-opening artifact. Wäre vertego, the egg liquid flows all over the ground. Even if it is a complete egg, it may not hatch into a turtle. The workers pick out the fertilized turtle eggs from the pile of eggs, draw a line in the middle, and change the color gradually. This is the proof of their vitality. The workers put the fertilized eggs neatly into the tray, spread sawdust and fine sand, simulate the incubation environment in the wild, and place them in a room at about 30 degrees Celsius. The incubation lasted for 1.5 months. With the birth of the first turtle, other turtle eggs also began to move. The little turtles without parental care evolved a special skill. They could use their keen senses to locate the water source immediately after hatching. They climbed out of the basin decisively and crawled in one direction. The characteristics of the little turtle's clear water solved 2 major problems for the workers. Not far from the hatching basin, a large basin filled with water was placed. 2 wooden boards were installed as a slide for the turtle fry to go up and down. The newborn little turtles found the water device, climbed up the wooden boards and jumped into the basin. There was no need to bother the workers to collect them. The gray-black turtle fry was only the size of a fingernail. Be careful not to jump under the workers' feet, or you will lose your life. They gather together, which is equivalent to buying insurance for themselves. The steep slide is the first test for the little turtles after they are born. The little turtles with congenital deficiencies will be eliminated once they fall on the wooden board. Only those who successfully complete the dive are qualified to enter the breeding pond. Without sufficient vitality, it is impossible to survive the cruel environment of high-density breeding. Not all little turtles will become quick-made products and die after a few months. They also have a chance to grow old naturally. Workers scooped some of the turtle seedlings from the basin and sent them to the greenhouse, starting the rapidly expanding rest of their lives. The little thousands of lives have settled in the pond. They are still young at this time and do not feel particularly crowded. But this does not affect their nature of bullying the weak and killing each other. Soft-shelled turtles do not have parental love or brotherly love. The most dangerous here is not pests and diseases, but brothers and sisters born in the same batch. They are omnivorous animals. They will eat some vegetarian food when the environment is not good in the wild. Usually they mostly feed on snails, fish, shrimps, insects, etc. They will not resist if there is no fresh carrion. Of course, their own kind are also part of their menu. They can not only satisfy their appetite, but also expand their territory and occupy living space. Although these soft-shelled turtles are small, they show the strong bullying the weak in the world to the fullest. The unrecognizable turtle bodies on the water surface are the weak ones that have been defeated. If the little devils in the pond are evil enough, They will be eaten to the last drop. In the final analysis, it is a question of strength.
The big honest grab most of the resources, and grow stronger and stronger. The weak honest shrink into the corners and eat leftovers.
They become weaker and weaker as they go hungry. In order to ensure that they can all get enough food, the workers built a platform for the turtles. Before feeding, they use lights to attract them to eat together. And by checking the ear conditions, the amount of bait fed is increased or decreased. Try to make them all full so that their sizes do not differ too much. Time passes day by day. Due to the pollution of ear cleaning and excrement, the indoor water quality is turbid. It must be said that the turtle has good eyesight. In water with almost zero visibility, it can definitely judge the size of the opponent and then attack. In order to prevent them from choking to death on their own feces, workers will regularly check the ammonia nitrogen and nitrite content of the pool water. Once it exceeds the standard, the water needs to be changed. Some oxygen-promoting bacteria will also be added as water purifiers. In the greenhouse where the temperature is maintained at 28 degrees Celsius for a long time, the turtles do not hibernate. Their daily task is to eat and rest. The water temperature is lower than 18 degrees Celsius and higher than 32 degrees Celsius. The turtles will lose their appetite and their development will be affected. As they grow bigger, the pond becomes more and more crowded. They are unwilling to move. Eating 1 pound of feed can make them grow half a pound of meat. Living in the greenhouse for about 8 months, the little turtles grow to 1 pound. After tonight, the unlucky ones will become delicious food that will make people cry. The noise of the fishermen entering the shed at night wakes up several of Howe's little guys. The wise little eyes quietly look around. The fools never think that the people who usually take good care of them will send them to the guillotine in the next second. It is estimated that all livestock they never thought that the people who raised them would turn them into a plate of meat. After the workers drained the pond, they took out all the turtles and separated them according to their body size. Those once arrogant turtles had their comeuppance. They met the market standard and were all sent away by the breeders at a price of more than 10 yuan. The turtles that were too small were not worth much. The workers picked out the small males and put them in the outer pond to continue breeding. The male turtles had their tails exposed. Compared with female turtles of the same age, they could be sold at a better price after being organized into large groups. If nothing unexpected happens, these lucky males can still make money for 2 to 3 years. The price of soft-shelled turtles varies. The difference lies in their breeding mode. Among the soft-shelled turtles born in the same batch, the best ones are those that are ecologically bred. Workers put the turtle seedlings into the fish pond at a density of 50 per acre. With a spacious space and clear water source, the soft-shelled turtles are themselves at this moment. When they are hungry, they have meat and feed at their fingertips. When they are tired, they burrow into the mud to rest and sleep. When the temperature drops below 15 degrees Celsius, they will hibernate. The soft-shelled turtles have a strong ability to resist hunger. It is no problem for them to not eat or drink for several months. When the weather is warm and sunny, they will go ashore to stretch and enjoy a sunbath. Don't disturb them. Although soft-shelled turtles are very fierce, they are not timid at all. They will dive into the water at the slightest movement. This one may last for a day. More sun exposure can not only kill bacteria and pets, but also increase their body temperature and improve the digestibility of food. The way soft-shelled turtles run away is very interesting. If you think they grow too fast, you can fight them a few more times. They are released into the pond for about 5 years. Most of the soft-shelled turtles raised in ecological farming grow to 3 to 4 kilograms. For smaller soft-shelled turtle ponds, just put sugar in a pot and catch them all. It is really difficult to catch them in ponds of hundreds of acres. Such an area is not small to be called a lake. In addition to fishing in troubled waters, workers can also use nets to catch them. Catch a few fresh fish on both sides of the pond. Then put a tree net in the middle of the pond. Once the soft-shelled turtle smells the meat, it can't hold back its restless heart. Once the sharp claws hook the fine net, it can't escape. After the net is put down, the workers will collect the net within 20 minutes to prevent them from being trapped for too long and suffocating to death. Like this soft-shelled turtle, it was caught he died as soon as he came. The workers immediately gave him artificial respiration remotely. It wasn't because he was dirty, but they were afraid that he would wake up and open his mouth. The rescue action was a little funny, but it worked. After a few compressions he, who had stepped on the gates of hell, could live a few more days. With just one net, he harvested hundreds of kilograms of soft-shelled turtles. A 1,000-year-old turtle is a 10,000-year-old tortoise. Soft-shelled turtles have a long lifespan. Some can even live to 100 years old. As long as the soft-shelled turtles in the lobby stay alive and don't waste time, they will have a chance to live to the age of 100. Facts have proved that they are handsome. Their greedy nature eventually led to their early death. Soft-shell turtles raised in this way can kneel several times or even dozens of times longer than when soft-shelled turtles. The bumps on their backs have been smoothed by time. Their nails are hard and sharp. The hem is wide and thick. They are delicious with time. This is incomparable to the quick-growing soft-shelled turtles. But only the cheap quick-growing soft-shelled turtles can let the masses of people taste the deliciousness of the intestinal turtles. Thank you for watching.
See you next time.